Last time I explained comparative cost advantage theory. In this lecture, I explain criticism of comparative cost advantage theory. I explain criticism with the help of some point. First point, factor mobility. The basic assumption of the theory, perfect mobility of factors within the country and perfect immobility between the countries, is open to dispute. According to Olin, is unreal and does not accord with facts. There is no perfect freedom for the movement of different factors, either between industries or between regions within the same country. This is clear from the existence of different wages and interest rates in different occupations and regions. At the same time, we do come across a large number of cases in modern times where labor and capital move out and cross the national boundaries. Second point is transport cost. Classical economists regarding to the absence of transport cost is not real. In fact, there are many lines of production in which the cost of transport is higher than the production cost. A commodity cannot be exported or imported unless the difference in its cost of production between the two countries exceed the cost of transporting it from one country to another. The existence of the transport cost limits the applicability of the theory. I give you an example. It may be cheaper for a particular region of the country to import a certain product from abroad, although other regions of the country may be producing the product and even exporting it. A number of German ports were importing coal from England before the Second World War, even though Germany itself was a well known producer and exporter of coal. Next point is complete specialization. Frank Graham and others point out that even if the assumptions of the classical theory are accepted, it will not lead to complete specialization on the part of the two countries which enter into international trade. I give you one example. If one of the two trading countries is big and the other small, the latter will be in a position to specialize fully because whatever surplus it produces, it will be able to dispose of the big country. There is two reasons. First one is it will not be able to get all its requirements of the other commodity from the smaller country. Second one is when a large country specializes in the production of a commodity, it is not able to sell the entire produce to the small country because of the limited absorptive capacity of the latter. Next one is limit the applications of the principle of comparative cost. Many times it happens that military and strategic consideration require and even compel a country to produce certain goods, even though they can be imported at a lower comparative cost from abroad. This is primarily done to avoid dependence on foreign countries, which may become dangerous and risky in time of war and other emergencies. Next point is limited production. A country has a greater comparative advantages in the production of a certain commodity, but its domestic production may be too limited to meet the home demand. Under such circumstances, the country will have to import that commodity even though if it possesses a comparative advantage in its production. Next point is needful foreign exchange. Many times trade between two countries depends more on the availability of the need foreign exchange with them rather than on differences in the comparative cost. I gave you one example. Country A might find it profitable to import a certain article from country B, but if it does not possess the currency of country B to pay for the imports, it may be forced to import that article from country C, even though such imports may prove to be costlier for it. Next one is the theory is one-sided. The theory of comparative cost has also been criticized only the supply side and exclude the demand side. It explains the basic of specialization but does not tell us anything about the actual terms on which trade would take place. It is the general equilibrium theory which takes into account both demand and supply, which together determine price. J.S. Mill explained the determination of the terms of trade with the help of the theory of reciprocal demand, and also Marshall offer curve also help to explain the determination of actual terms of trade. The next point is the theory is static. The comparative cost theory is a static theory. It assumes that the supplies of the factors of production are fixed. The production function in the two countries are identically and individual tastes, preferences and likings do not change. In other words, the theory does not take note of the changing economic conditions. Besides, trade between two countries is not only a function of differences in comparative cost but also of the level of their money incomes. Next point is a clumsy and dangerous tool. According to Ohlin, it fails to explain to what extent differences in comparative cost are due to lower rates of wages and interest, low cost of transport, and other expenses. The point explanation, the define to criticism of cost advantage theory.